Let's look at solid and liquid conversions. Again, I need to tell you that these kind of conversion tables will always be given to you, either in a table like this or using a conversion factor. So the first example we're going to do is converting from mass to capacity. Once you have finished tire dyeing process, rinse the material in salt water. You will need 1,7 kilograms of salt for this process. Calculate the amount of salt needed to the nearest milliliter. Remember, nearest means round up to a whole number. So we go to the table and we are now going to look for salt. Here is my salt conversion and it's milliliters to grams. That is my fact and I write it down exactly like that. 5 milliliters to 5,5 grams. So I set up my equation. On this side, remember I've got to have milliliters to grams. I have got 1,7 kilograms of salt. So it is 1,7, and this is the problem, kilograms, and I need grams. So once again, you're going to go to King Henry died miserable death called measles. I am going from kilograms, so remember the unit is now grams, so kilograms to grams, I'm going to the right, so I multiply 1, 2, 3 bunny hops, 1, 2, 3, and I put a 1 in front, so I'm going to multiply by 1,000. And when I multiply by 1,000, I will get 1,700. So we've got 5 milliliters to 5,5 grams equals X milliliters to multiply that 1700 grams. I check milliliters to milliliters first, grams to grams second. My order is correct, so my sum or my calculation will be correct. So now I do fraction form. 5 over 5,5 equals X over 1,700. Cross multiply 5,5X equals, when I do this multiplication, 5 times 1,700 is going to be 8,500. I need X on its own, so I divide this side by 5,5. What I do to the left, I do to the right. I divide by 5,5. That will cancel, so X equals 1,545,455. And remember, we always go back to see what X was. X was milliliters, so these are milliliters, but remember, we had to round to the nearest milliliter, which is the whole number. So I have to round to the whole number. Look at the neighbor. 5 or more, let it soar. 4 or less, let it rest. So X is going to be 1,544 milliliters. They might ask you to change it to liters, which of course you would then divide by 1,000 and have 1,544 milliliters. Now we're going to convert between volume and capacity. Remember, volume is your meters, part of King Henry. Capacity is your liters, kiloliters, liters, milliliters. This is the only connection you have between the different parts of King Henry, because remember, you would get grams, meters, and liters, and there is a connection between these two, and that is 1 centimeter cubed equals 1 milliliter. Why is that? Because if I have a container measuring a centimeter by a centimeter by a centimeter, and I fill it with water, it will be exactly 1 milliliter. I suggest you learn this so that you can do your conversions. It's not always given to you. So the examples, we are going to convert 4,027 centimeters cubed to liters. Again, I go to my fact, which was this, and I write it down. 1 centimeter cubed to 1 milliliter equals centimeters cubed first, centimeters cubed to liters, but I'm going to change to milliliters first. So what have I got? I have got 4,027 centimeters cubed. 4,027 centimeters cubed equals X milliliters. And you can see it's a 1-to-1. So this would be 4,027 milliliters. But I'm going to carry on with the ratio for those of you who find this a little bit tricky. 1/1 equals 4027 over X. Multiply 1 times X is X equals 4,027. Remember, we always go back to what X equals. So X equals milliliters. And this would then be milliliters, but your question asked for liters. So I go to King Henry. King Henry died miserable death called measles. It would be a good idea to write it at the top of your paper or your page because you refer to it often. Do it in pen and do your bunny hops in pencil so that you can rub it out. So this time I'm using liters to kiloliters or milliliters, and I'm going from milliliters and I've got to change it to liters. So milliliters to liters, going to the left, I'm dividing. So I've got 1, 2, 3 bunny hops. Put a 1 in front, so I divide by 1,000. And if you do it on your calculator, or my comma would be here, I could go 1, 2, 3. So X equals 4,027 liters. Remember, if they said to the nearest liter, it would be 4 liters. The second one, the amount of sand removed from a hole is 2,58 meters cubed. So the dimensions came to 2,58 meters. How much water will be needed to fill this hole? So water is liquid, which is capacity. Again, I'm going to use 1 centimeter cubed to 1 milliliter equals, I must have centimeters cubed to milliliters. And if I look at my question, I have meters cubed, so I've got 2,58, not centimeters cubed, but meters cubed, and I've got to change it to milliliters. Right, this is the tricky part of King Henry. King Henry died miserable death called measles. I am changing from meters to centimeters. Okay, so I'm going from meters to centimeters. 1, 2 bunny hops, and I'm going to the right. 1, 2 bunny hops, and it's 100. So I'm multiplying by 100. But this is the tricky part. I'm changing from meters cubed to centimeters cubed. Therefore, I multiply by 100 cubed. You can just put that into your calculator and it will give you the correct answer. So let's go and do the conversion. 1 centimeter cubed to 1 milliliter equals, if I put that into my calculator, I'm going to get 25, 8, and 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it's 100 cubed, so that's 1, 2, 3. 100 times 100 times 100. Just check on your calculator. So I've got let's read that number. Remember, numbers are divided in 3 from the back. It's 2,580,000 centimeters cubed and to x milliliters. So now all my units are the same. Now I can carry on with my calculation. So 1 over 1 equals 258, 1, 2, 3, 4 over x. So x will equal 2, 5, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Again, I go and check. What is x? It is milliliters. And that's not a very good number to work with. So we are going to change milliliters to liters, or let's see if we can change it to kiloliters. So I'm going to go from milliliters to kiloliters, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bunny hops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I put a 1 in front, and going from right to left, I'm dividing. 6 zeros, so the easy way, if you're not using your calculator, but please always go and check. If my comma was here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So x will be 2,58 kiloliters. So that is how much water is needed to fill the hole. Right, for more practice on this, page 50, summary and questions number 4.